Hey everyone, Ben Martin with Martin Etiquettes. Over the past few weeks, we've received a lot of requests on just doing a video on how to tie a bow tie. And so now we're finally just getting the time to go ahead and get it out to you. So before we start, though, we want to just give a big thank you to everyone that is just supporting us. We haven't been open very long and we're a small business, but we just appreciate everything you're doing, all the feedback we're getting, all the responses we're getting on our social media platform, Instagram. Follow us at Martin Etiquettes. And whether that's you're sharing stories, you're telling a friend about it, you're replying to our posts, you're liking our posts, all of it is much appreciated. Thank you guys. Keep it up. So tying a bow tie, it's really simple, but it's something that does take time and just practice to get better at. The more you do it, the better you get. But all you need, two simple things: a nice button-down shirt of your choosing and one Martin Etiquette's bow tie. The second step of tying your bow tie is to make sure it's set right on your shirt. A rule of thumb that I usually use for tying my ties, I call it, I'm a 3-5. So my short end, I make sure it goes down 3 buttons. And my longer side, I make sure it's no longer than 5 buttons. So my short side, 1, 2, 3, stops around the 3rd button. My long side here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stops around the 5th button. It doesn't have to be exact, but just around the 3rd or 5th button is about where you want as far as tie length, to be able for it to look really nice at the end. So the first step you want to do is take your short and long side, take the long side, take it over your short side. Long over short. Long side over short side. Next, what you want to do is take that long side, tuck it under your short side, and pull it through, and you want to tighten. You don't want it to be too tight. You just want it to be snug so that everything stays in place. Once that's tightened, just toss the long side over your shoulder, leave it alone. You don't need it for a minute. So this step is where you start to see the bow tie actually begin to form. So you're gonna take that short side that's left on its own. I usually use my index or my thumb, take it along the side where it's connected to the long and the short, where we made that first little tightening knot, and you're gonna pull it over to the side. Just pull it over to the side, and that begins the formation of the bow. So hold that in place with your index finger or your hand, whatever you like. Just hold it into place, and we're gonna go back and take this long side and bring it back over. Just bring that back over. And as you bring it over, hold it into place. You want to keep everything held into place. So after you've taken the long side and taken it over the short side, you'll be stuck at this step here. So the next step I'm about to show you guys is one of the main reasons why when you tie a bow tie yourself, it generally will not look perfect. But I'll show you how to get it as close to perfect as possible. So what you're gonna do is take the ends of the short end that you folded over, take those 2 ends and bring them together. Just bring those 2 ends together, and you're gonna use your hand to keep them together. All right? So you're gonna take it, bring it together, take those hands and hold it to keep it together. Next, what you're gonna do is take it to my left, your right. You're just gonna turn the tie over. Keep everything held in place. You're just gonna bring it over, and it should create a hole in the back. If you don't see it, you can literally take your finger and just run it through the back of your bow tie, and it'll create that hole right there. So what you're gonna do once that hole is made, you're gonna take the long side that you folded over and push it through that end. So what I usually do is take my index finger once again and just push it through that back side. You want to push it through. Once it's through that back side, just pull it. And you shouldn't have to push or pull really hard to get it through. It should be relatively easy. The first few times you tie, it might take a little bit of extra force, but over time, as you get used to the bow, as the fabric kind of loosens up, it gets easier. So this is the part where most people would like to stop and generally think, yay, I've got my bow tie done, everything's good to go. I'm gonna show you two simple steps that'll really make it come together once you're done. So this little middle section of cloth right here, people usually tighten on that. You don't want to tighten on that middle part. What I'm gonna want you to do is fold it and just bring it over, because all that is folded up cloth. It's just folded on top of itself. So all I want you to do is unravel it and make it kind of look like that in the middle, where it kind of lays flat in the middle. Once you've got it laid flat, what I want you to do next is take the opposite ends of your tie, one on the back, one on the front. Make sure you have opposite ends, and you're gonna tighten it up, and you'll feel it tighten. Once you've done that, once you tighten it on the opposite ends, hold your knot in the middle and just adjust it together. And you'll feel it tighten, so you know you're doing it right. Once again, you just keep doing this until you get the tighten. You get a nice firm feeling that your bow is staying where it's at. You don't want to do it too tight. You don't want to choke yourself out, but you want it to stay in place once you're done. So I'm going to do that one more time. Hold that knot in the middle. And now we have our bow. Now it looks really nice. It almost looks like a pre-tied bow tie, but you've tied it yourself. You've got it done. And it's just that simple step of taking that cloth out before you tighten, just kind of unraveling it and make sure it looks really nice in the middle. Fold your collar down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna button my shirt up real quick because I like my buttons. Just like that, guys. That's how you tie your bow tie. That's how I tie mine. And they always come out looking really nice, really clean, really tight. Once they're tied, they're there for the rest of the day. They don't go anywhere, they don't move anywhere, and they look really nice and professional. But yeah, that's my video, guys. That's how you tie a bow tie, the Martin Etiquettes way. Like, subscribe, share, let your friends know. Let your son know, your uncle, your dad, your whoever that needs to know how to tie a bow tie wants to learn. It's a great video. I think I tied the best bow ties in the world. But yeah, that's all for us, guys. Tune in for more videos, more product updates, more great stuff coming in the future. Once again, I'm Ben Martin of Martin Etiquettes, to shop with class, kindness, and style.